to this happy place, welcome.
Hey guys, it's Tim, and welcome to another episode 97
Whoop, whoop.
of the Dreaming of Disney podcast. I'm joined with,
Bye.
joined by,
I think joined by, yeah. Joined
my
with.
beautiful wife, Audrey.
Hello. Hello. You know, we don't have any idea about, well, a couple of things.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have an idea for our 100th episode. I don't
No,
think. We haven't
no,
even
not
talked about
really.
it.
No, we
And
haven't.
also, we were going to do like a giveaway, and we still can because I do have something. But I was going to get something at the park when we were there a couple weeks ago, and I totally forgot.
No, we didn't do that. Well,
But
joke's on you guys.
I still have something that's pretty fun.
No, we do have something that's pretty cool. So, yeah, welcome. Welcome to another week.
What was last week? Did we post last week?
Yes, we did. Last
It
week
was
was
our
our
recap.
was our recap. We haven't done 2 weeks in a row in a very long time.
Yay.
Way to go. Don't really have anything planned to talk about.
Nope.
But we just thought, join us in a conversation.
Disneyland.
Join us in a Disney conversation about Disneyland.
Maybe Disney World.
Maybe Disney World.
We talk a lot about Disney World.
We
for
do.
People who have only been there twice. But yeah,
Yeah. What are you eating there?
I'm eating ice cream.
What kind of ice cream is it?
It's Tillamook mudslide. First
Yeah.
time I've had this kind. It's very good.
Yeah.
I usually wait until after
Mm-hmm.
we're done.
Yeah.
But I didn't want to.
Yeah, I know you didn't.
So I'm eating it now.
Because I got it for you.
Yep. What are you looking at over there?
Nothing. So there's been a couple of things that have happened the last few weeks at Disneyland.
What?
Well, first off, Haunted Mansion is not one of our rides that we do. I know it's a favorite for many.
It's just not one of ours.
And so it's been closed for a long time because they're like reimagining it. They're redoing the queue and that whole area of New Orleans. And they announced when they did, the holiday season that,
It starts like next week, right?
in the middle of August, middle or end of August, that it would open sometime during the holiday season. They never gave a date.
Okay.
I
People
think,
will like revolt if it's not open in October.
Disney dropped a surprise on everybody. I think it was on Friday or Thursday of last week. That is opening on Monday.
Oh,
So July 29th, if you're listening to this today, on Monday, it opens today. But because the tricky thing, what they're doing that's actually kind of interesting, the queue is not open. There's no line. You can't go and line up. So it's virtual queue only. So you can,
but usually even with a virtual queue, you have to wait in line.
yes, but there's no standby line because it's
Okay.
under construction.
Okay.
So this way they can control how many people actually go to the ride so it's not overcrowded. But that makes sense why they did that because Pirates is going to be closed starting Monday.
So they needed.
They needed something else to draw people to that area or draw people from other rides.
Yeah.
So Pirates is going to be closed not for very long. I think through like the beginning of September. So pretty much all of August. It's going to be closed. So that's one thing that happened.
Wow.
Yeah, I know.
Wowie. Wow. Wow.
Genie Plus is now Lightning Lane Multi-Pass. That started on the 24th. Disneyland, no change. Is just no change in how it works.
You just have to say a different name,
And
or
it's
you
just-
don't. You know what you could do? You could still call it Fast Pass because sometimes we still call it. Be like, did you get a Fast Pass?
Yeah. But I never really called it. Well, maybe, I guess sometimes we did call it like, hey, did you get a Genie Plus for this?
Yeah, we did.
Sometimes like, hey, did you get a Lightning Lane for
Lightning
this?
lane is, I think, it's usually what we say. Do we have a lightning lane for that?
Yeah.
But I would say like,
We can't switch back and forth.
or like, are we getting Genie Plus today? Are we
Well,
getting?
that was the service.
Are we
The
getting Lightning
service
Lane
was called-
Multipass today? Like it's just. Are we?
Yeah, so that started 24th. Works exactly the same at Disneyland, just changing the name. Genie Plus is now Lightning Lane Multipass. Individual Lightning Lane is now called Lightning Lane Single Pass. So for Rise and racers, if you want to get a individual Lightning Lane, it's called a Lightning Lane Single Pass.
Or you could just say a lightning lane for racers.
Yeah, or that too. But that's how it's called on the app. So if,
Okay,
when you're
alright.
talking about it, that's what it's called on the app. So there's that.
I'm curious. Okay, wait. So,
But it did change in Disney World how
right.
it works.
So, if you also listen to or follow, I was gonna say Dreaming of Disney. That's us. Disney World is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Then you most likely are familiar with Sometimes Ben,
Yes.
their friend, who sometimes comes on.
Mm-hmm.
So he is there right now.
Yes.
So I wonder, I'm sure they will have a recap with him. They usually do.
Yeah, they usually have one right after.
So I wonder if they're using it with the new, what am I trying to say?
The new process of
The new process. And since because, oh my, okay. Now in Disney World, you can book ahead.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder with people that had already had trips booked,
Mm-hmm.
but their trips were booked for after this started,
Mm-hmm.
could they? Because how far out is it that you can use? You can
So
book?
what if you're staying on Disney property? You can pre-purchase your Lightning Lane selection. So you can pre-purchase Lightning Lane Multipass and your first 3 rides that you want to do 7 days in advance. If you're staying on Disney property.
So I wonder
you're
when that started.
It's just 3 days. So it didn't start till the 24th. So so say that your trip was the
25th.
the 24th, the 25th, or even if it spanned like the 23rd through the 25th.
Mm-hmm.
So you're going to the parks on the 23rd, but then it switched over on the 24th.
Yeah.
You cannot pre-purchase for the 24th.
Oh.
You cannot, pre-purchasing didn't start till 24 or after. So if your trip started on the 25th, you could pre-purchase for the 25th on the 24th. But
Oh, so if your trip was like the 23rd through the 27th, can you
you couldn't pre-purchase anything until after the 24th.
But on the 24th, you could get like, oh, the next day I'm going to pick
so
my
that-
lightning lanes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that was just like because people are like, oh, I'm going after the 24th. Can I pre-purchase it now before the 24th?
Got it.
You couldn't because that didn't switch over until the 24th.
Okay.
So if you're going on the 24th, you couldn't pre-purchase. No one could.
But if you're going on the 25th, you could pre-purchase on the 24th.
You could.
Okay.
Yes. So one thing that I didn't realize with this new change at Disney World, and I already talked to you about this, but I haven't talked to our
You did.
listeners
You
about
did,
this.
and you were upset.
I was ticked. So usually with Genie Plus, what a lot of people like to do is stack your Genie Plus selections. So say like you started in the morning in Magic Kingdom and you picked a selection that was in the afternoon for your first Genie Plus. And every 2 hours, you picked your next ride. So that way, say like from 3 p.m. to 10 p.m., you had 5 Genie Plus selections stacked, ready to go. So that way in the afternoon, you could just do those rides and not have to wait. This new Genie Plus, see how we're going? New Lightning Lane Multipass. You can only hold 3.
Sounds so stupid to me.
You can only hold 3 selections at a time. Because before you could hold as many as you could within the time period what was available. So now you can only hold 3 at a time. So when you make your first 3 selections, 7 days in advance, after you scan into your first ride, Lightning Lane ride, you can then pick another one to replace it.
Right.
But you can only hold 3 at a time.
It's like I said, it's like playing cards, like
Uno. You can only have, 5 cards, or is it 7? Is it 7 cards?
Well, no, not Uno. It would be like...
oh, yes. Yeah, that wouldn't work
It
for
would
Uno.
be like Throw Burrito.
Oh, yes. Throw Burrito is a good game.
It's a great game. So it's like you can only have 5 cards. So if, you got to discard.
There's also Throw Avocado.
Right.
And we have both. And so now you have Throw Avocado Burrito.
Right. They're fun games.
But
Check
we
them out.
haven't played the combo game
We
yet.
haven't yet. We should do that.
It's like if you've ever played Spoons or War, it's like a combination of War and Spoons.
It's like a combination of Spoons and Dodgeball.
And War. So if you
It's
take
fun.
War the card game, and then Spoons, and then Dodgeball, throw it all together. That's what Throw Burrito is. It's the same company that does the Exploding Kittens.
Yeah.
That was a really popular, was it an app or
I think it's a game.
or
Isn't
was
it like
a
a card
game? Yeah. So
Anyways,
it's really fun.
You can only hold 3 at a time. Lightning Lane multi-pass selections.
Yes.
Now, you could still stack in the afternoon, just only stack 3.
You only, yeah.
And I wonder if part of the reason they did, I would like to we should put it out there on Instagram. We have enough followers that go regularly
The Disney World.
or land that I would like to ask, like, we should ask TJ to put it out there too, because he has a lot more. Like, do you stack or do you churn? Because churning is where you get one, as soon as you scan in, you can pick another one.
Yeah.
And if you pick another one for a quick return time, so in like a half an hour when you're going to get off the ride, or 20 minutes, whatever, then you can just scan in again, pick another one for in a half an hour, and you can just keep going like that.
Yep.
Typically what we did,
We're a churner.
I think it's easier.
Oh, yeah.
It's more, the only word I can think of is intuitive. Like just to like, I mean, I guess you can like, I feel like that's easier because, well, I don't know. You usually do it. Can you?
We can do a combo.
Can you? Well, hang on. When you? So say at 9 a.m. and you're looking at Indiana Jones, you can't select a time. It's just it just tells you what time.
The earliest available, yeah.
So you have to wait if you're gonna stack. You have to like keep checking it and seeing, because what if everything is like in the next hour and you're like, oh, I don't want to do it now. I want to wait till the afternoon.
Yeah.
And so it seems more complicated to me. We have been on days where like the day we get there, if we don't, get there until a little later and we get a little behind if it's a really busy day and we got there at like 10 a.m. or something, where it is harder to churn because everything is farther out at that point because it's busy and we didn't start the day there. But for the most part, I feel like churning is easier. So I feel like most people probably do that more than stacking.
Well, it's also different when comparing to Disneyland, Disney World. Disney World, lightning lanes sell out a lot quicker
Yeah.
than Disneyland.
Yeah, that's true.
Disneyland, like, will be like, hey, we want to eat lunch here, but everything's, the next hour. Let's just keep an eye on, these rides. And then once they get into the afternoon, then we'll get it.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what we do. We'll kind of do a combo. Like, we'll churn, and then we'll be like, oh, we want this one, but we want to do it in the evening. Say like Big Thunder. We like doing Big Thunder in the evening. So we'll see like, oh, it's only at 3 p.m. today, right now. Let's keep an eye on it and wait till it gets to the
But
evening.
we've never stacked where it's like, oh, we have them all lined up. And we've never held more than 3.
No.
So I really don't think it's that big of a deal.
Yeah, I know some people are really into that whole stacking strategy. So there's that.
And what's the other thing that you were very upset about?
So there's this big Marvel movie that came out this weekend. Deadpool and Wolverine. Never seen the other Deadpools. Not our thing. And so obviously this is the first Deadpool movie that's part of the Disney-owned Marvel Cinematic Universe. So it's a big deal. They're doing all the promotion. I mean, they've been promoting it like crazy. And so, I mean, this character, he's I like Ryan Reynolds. He's super funny.
2 guys, a girl on a pizza place.
That's old school. Super funny. He's in some really good stuff. But this character that he does, and obviously he didn't come up with this character as a comic book character, but this character is one, very violent, very raunchy, says very inappropriate things that you want to let children listen to or hear. And so, I mean, obviously it's our R-rated character, so it's what you expect. Well, Disney announced that in California Adventure that Deadpool is going to be a character that you can meet in person. And at first I was like, no, I've been okay with the whole Avengers Campus thing, all the Marvel characters and everything. Although, it's kind of weird being in California Adventure. It has nothing to do with California.
Yeah.
But most of California Adventure has nothing to do with California anymore anyways. So it really, it kind of rubbed me the wrong way. Having Deadpool being a character at California Adventure, just because I don't feel it's appropriate for kids, for them to interact with a character that's known to be extremely inappropriate, not child friendly. You could argue that Disney's not really targeting children as much anymore when it comes to Disney parks, at least for Disneyland. Maybe for Disney World, it's much more family focused.
Yeah.
Disneyland is much more focused towards the millennial, Gen Z, older Gen Z,
younger millennial
crowd. I mean, with what they offer at California Adventure, a lot more, alcohol options and so I don't know. It didn't feel right. And so the first, it was just like, he's a character you can meet. They're going to have meet and greets. And then I think it was like either later that day or the next day, they announced, oh, now he's going to have an actual like show. And it's called Story Time with Deadpool. And it's in Hollywood Land in California Adventure. And I'm going to read you the description.
Okay.
From his favorite cozy reading chair, join Deadpool as he reads from his big book of super special stories. These family-friendly tales will delight, charm, and inspire in the way only Deadpool can. And then in parentheses, really, these stories are suitable for all ages. Plus, keep your eyes open. You never know where else Deadpool might show up. So the fact that they have to say like family friendly, no, really, this is family friendly. It's like,
yeah. Well, because what was the point of Disneyland?
For you to take your children and escape, you know,
a place where Walt Disney wanted a place where parents could have fun with their kids too, which I guess I know there are kids who watch it, but like Disney could just reason that it is still for families because everyone is different in what they allow their kids to see. Also, they could argue that even if parents, their kids aren't seeing it, they're fans of it. So it's a place where the parents can have fun too.
Yeah.
But it just, yeah, I agree. It doesn't feel like the word I want to say is just such a hot word right now. And I don't want to say it, but it doesn't feel aligned with Walt Disney's vision. It's just not aligned with me right now.
I mean, you could say, like, well, what about all the other Marvel characters? They're just as Marvel's violent and it's like, yeah, you could say that, but there's something different about a character who is known.
Yeah, I've
who
never seen it, but I'll.
Everyone
that's what I know
likes Deadpool because he's raunchy, because of the way he talks and his personality, and I just don't think it's family friendly. That's my opinion. So that started Friday. So the first story time with Deadpool happened and everybody was going live on Instagram. I decided to watch it. It was funny. It was funny.
Did he sound like Ryan Reynolds?
Not really. People were thinking that Ryan Reynolds was going to show up.
Oh,
because San Diego Comic-Con was happening that same weekend.
Oh, so it's not that far.
And so that's, only an hour away from Anaheim. And so they were thinking, there was multiple times where Deadpool was like, you know what? I don't think I could do this part alone. And everybody's like, oh, he's coming. He's coming. You could hear everybody talking, but he never showed up. And so it was actually funny because one thing that Deadpool is known for is what's called breaking the fourth wall, which in movie terms, it's talking directly to the audience.
Oh,
so like
okay.
you're in the movie and then they break the veil of the movie and talk directly to the audience watching. So he's known to do that by making fun of the movie studios and making fun of Disney and all that stuff within these movies.
Okay.
And so there were a lot of jokes about Disney and things. And he made some Splash Mountain jokes, which was actually pretty funny. So I'll give them that. I feel weird having that character there. And then Wolverine showed up. Wolverine is a character too, and they like interact with each other. And so, but anyways, that's just my whole thing, not crazy about it, but I know you feel the same way about other things like with Star Wars at Disneyland. So,
Well, I mean, Star Wars I don't as much because I grew up with Star Tours there. So
Yeah.
I mean, that was before Disney owned Star Wars, but it didn't feel super weird to me. I mean, I don't like the new Star Wars movies, if that's what you mean.
I guess partly. Yeah.
So I wasn't crazy about the idea of Star Wars Land.
Galaxy's Edge.
But I was not happy about Marvel.
Yeah.
But like I love Guardians of the Galaxy, both of them.
Mm-hmm.
When Jack was younger, he went through a huge Spider-Man phase.
Yeah.
And this was before Avengers Campus was open, but they
Yeah.
had Spider-Man over in Hollywood Land.
Mm-hmm.
And he was so excited to meet it. We waited a long time. And I was like, darn it. Like, this is fun because he was so into Spider-Man. It was so cute. He had Spider-Man shoes. He had Spider-Man backpack. He had a Spider-Man water bottle.
Yeah.
He wanted to be Spider-Man when he grew up, which was a improvement from wanting to be Anakin Skywalker, which is what he said at his preschool graduation.
When I grow up, I want to be Anakin Skywalker. You're like, oh my goodness.
Oh, he's going to kill his father. Oh, wait, no. He's not going to kill his father. He doesn't have a father.
He's going to kill his wife.
No, gosh. Anyways.
And the younglings.
And, yeah. He's always
Master Skywalker, there's too many of them. What are we going to do?
He's always been a dreamer, that boy.
Yeah.
He still would say, I bet you anything. What do you think he'd say right now?
About what?
What he wants to be when he grows up. Well, I can think of two things.
He wants to be a quarterback for the 49ers.
Yeah. Or a Lego designer.
That one stuck with him for a while.
Yeah, I feel like that one's more of a possibility than a quarterback for the 49ers.
He would not be able to keep up on playing football.
He listens sometimes.
I know. I love you, Jack.
You throw very well.
Yeah. They would break you in half, bud. I'm sorry.
You're like a twig. Anyways.
He's very excited for football season.
Oh my gosh. He knows
the whole schedule like by heart.
Yeah. Oh boy. Yeah. But anyways, so when that happened, I was like, oh, okay. And then but still Avengers Campus, it's not like it's way down on the list for me. It's like the Spider-Man ride is fun, but if I don't go on it, I'm okay.
Yeah.
The shows I don't think are that impressive. I think they could especially when you go to Disney World and the Indiana Jones.
Oh yeah,
show,
the spectacular.
Where in Avengers Campus they're up on a thing and you can't really see them, and but I mean I like the Marvel movies. I like Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout. I like Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind. So yeah.
You're a little sleepy over there.
I am sleepy today. I'm very sleepy.
Yeah.
But this is I'm not gonna see it. I blah blah blah. You and I have talked about this, and we've talked about it on the podcast. Our last trip a couple weeks ago was fun. It wasn't too busy. The boys had fun. It was good.
Yeah.
Better than May,
Yeah.
But still, I'm losing the feel there.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's just because we go so much and maybe we need to take a break. And I'm not saying I don't love it or anything like that. What I'm saying is, you and I both said it before our last trip, is we wanted to go to Disney World. And Disney World will never replace what Disneyland has been to me.
For sure.
But like you said, and like we've talked about, it seems like, Disney World is more of a destination for families, and Disneyland is becoming more local influencers and, teens and youths.
Youths.
I'm so old. I'm getting so old. I like getting older. I feel like I'm aging into my personality. What's that from?
New Girl. Nick Miller.
So yeah, I just, it's not the park, it's the people. I'm really old. But also just the way they're having to like control the crowds and the way they're, and the things they're bringing in like this. Yeah. It's just like, it doesn't feel like it used to, And like when we were on Soarin', I think I say it. We recorded, huh? I haven't listened to it. Or I
cut the whole ride portion out.
Oh, you did? Was it bad?
It wasn't bad. It was just too long. I mean, we didn't talk too much about it during, so.
Oh, okay. Well, something I did say is at the end of Soarin', when you're coming into the park during the fireworks. So the night before is when we had that horrible experience with the fireworks. And then you were like, yeah, when are those crowds? Because it's like not that busy. And I was like, well, they filmed this in probably 2000.
Oh, yeah.
Because it opened in 2001. And I was like, yeah, that is how it used to be. Like,
yeah.
The first.
So you're referring to the last scene in Soarin' where we fly over Disneyland.
Yeah.
And they're doing the fireworks, and there's like, you could easily walk through the crowds.
You could easily walk through. And you said something like you said something about how like that's not how the crowds are or something. And I said like, well, that's how it used to be. Like, I'm sure when they filmed this, and then I was thinking about it. I'm like, they probably filmed it around 2000, maybe even earlier. But 2000 was when I started going back. Because, I went when I was little, and then hadn't been in several years. And then I went back 2001. It would have been 2001. And it wasn't like, you could just walk by and decide to stop and watch the fireworks.
Yeah.
And now it's just.
They don't let you stop. It's like you have to keep moving constantly.
Yeah.
It's dare I say, it's lost a little bit of the magic.
I mean, that's specifically the fireworks issue.
But I know what you mean. It's like you don't get the same feeling. And it might be just we've been a lot the last year.
Yeah, we have.
Could it be that?
Well, we're not going for a while.
No.
And we say that a lot, but we actually aren't.
No.
Yeah.
I have a feeling we'll probably go to Disney World before we go to Disneyland again.
No, we won't. Lies.
You never know.
Lies.
Never know.
That would be nice, but I highly, highly doubt it.
Yeah. You're probably right.
I want to take the kids back, but there's 6 of us.
No, that's true.
That's not just like, hey, let's just go. Like,
I was just thinking about our plans for next year. Like, no.
Yeah.
No, that's probably not going to happen.
And it's going to be a lot harder to do things now that Jack is starting high school, because it's just, I don't know. Don't want him to get all behind. And
Can't just take him out of school.
Yeah, be like, it'll be fine. Like, I don't know. We'll see. But no, we'll go to Disneyland before Disney World. But we're not going to go the rest of this year, definitely.
No. I think we're going to have to cool it on the land.
Big sigh.
It was a big sigh.
So content is going to be hard because we're not going. But last year,
who knows?
The last trip we took last year was in August, and then we didn't go until February.
Yeah.
So, that's kind of the same. We went in July, and then we'll most likely go in February.
Well, sometimes work takes me down to LA, so maybe I'll just drop in and get some content and then come back home.
and you can tell me.
Yeah.
Although you know what I was
back.
thinking when I was walking around, when we were there, you took the boys to get food. I went somewhere else to get food, and I was just walking by myself. You know what I kind of want to do? Because
Go by yourself.
I get a break from all the children. Yeah. And I'm like, that'd be a good episode. But like, if I kind of did what we did, you know, and I left in the morning, stayed one night.
Yeah.
Like, would I have fun? Would it be nice? Would it be nice at first, but then I'd be like, okay, I'm lonely. You know?
I think you would love it.
Yeah, I think I would too.
You would love it.
I've never stayed in a hotel by myself.
I have a few times.
Yeah. Well, for work, you have quite a bit for work.
For it, I don't like it.
I don't think I'd like it.
Staying in a hotel by yourself is not fun. If you're used to being around if you're single and you travel by yourself, that's fine.
Well, I don't think you're talking to a lot of moms who would probably love to stay in a hotel
Oh, that's
room. True. And no one asking me for anything.
I guess because when I stay in a hotel by myself, it's for work.
Yeah.
And so it's like I'm always going. So
Yeah.
it's not like, oh, I'm going to go back to the hotel and just like chill out. It's like, no, it's like I'm working a long day. I get back to the hotel late. I sleep for a few hours and have to get up early and go to my next thing.
Yeah.
So it's never really relaxing.
Yeah.
But you know, I think you would love it. I think you would have fun.
All right. Well, maybe I'll do that in a couple weeks.
Okay.
And then we'll
Do it on
have
a
some
weekend.
content.
Yeah, that works.
Yeah. Maybe I will. Okay. Maybe next weekend. Maybe to mourn my oldest starting high school because I'm really upset about it.
I know.
So maybe the weekend after that, before the other two start school. I don't know.
Maybe we'll talk about this offline.
Okay.
All right. I think we should end this here. Unless you have something to talk about.
Nope.
Okay. You can follow us on Instagram, dreaming.of.disney.podcast. You can leave us a review.
That could be our 100th episode.
What?
Me doing a solo trip to Disneyland.
Yeah, 3 weeks.
Okay. No problem.
Yeah, leave us a review. We always appreciate it. And that's it.
That's it.
So have a great rest of your week. Thanks for listening. We'll talk to you later.
Bye.